Zael, about what you did back there.
Don't worry about it.
I think I was confused about a lot of things. I'm sorry.
You've got it wrong, Yurick. At times like this, there's no need to say sorry. You just say thank you.
Yes, of course. Sorry. I mean, thank you.
Aww, it's so adorable to see Yurick all happy and nice and everything. Now, from completing Chapter 13, you unlock the Memento Dagger, which is a very, very, very excellent weapon for Yurick. I mean, Yurick is the only person who can use it, but that's beside the point. Basically, as you upgrade it, it can get very powerful. Also, kind of, it's excellent for Yurick. Only Yurick can use it, but you really don't need any other weapon for him. The Memento Dagger just works so well, and it's so fitting and wonderful. I'd feel mean to give him anything else after everything they went through. Now, as you can see, that guy's still working on the thing.
You might find if you do.
Come on, just I don't care anymore. Just don't praise the bloody sword. Oh, fang. If I recall correctly, that can be quite a useful weapon once upgraded. It's a general trend of things. The weapons, once upgraded, can be very useful. I mean, there is one that you will see later on that I ended up using for all of the game,
What are you
pretty
doing
much,
down here,
once I got
Miranda?
it.
I found some rare medicinal herbs. I was just examining them.
Oh, you're right. I don't recognize any of these.
I remember when I was young, they used to grow everywhere. Don't you think these flowers are beautiful too? In the forest where I grew up, when it was spring, blossoms like these would dance across the whole sky. Though of course, that forest no longer exists.
Because of the war.
No, I don't actually know the reason. It was as if the forest had simply lost the energy to go on living. It just withered away. That's why I set out on this journey, to find out the reason why. But no matter where I go, I see the same thing happening. All of the world's forests and even the land itself are slowly dying.
And you think this island has escaped that fate somehow?
So it would seem. If I could go ashore and investigate further, I might be able to learn something new.
So, let's go ashore.
What? But
Makes
This
sense.
was the whole reason you set out on this journey, right? If there's any chance of finding out why the land is dying, I think you should take it.
Indeed.
thank you, Zael.
Now, unlike the shipwreck, this chapter is actually replayable, and it has some treasure chests that you will only be able to get on the replay, because there is no way you're a high enough level right now to be able to deal with
An island,
the task.
deserted, yet somehow teeming with life. Zael and the others headed deep into the forest, hoping to learn its secrets.
Now, if you turn around and go down this path, then you will eventually run into some very, very, very powerful enemies, which there is no way that you will ever be able to deal with right now. You are just not strong enough.
This place is just bursting with nature.
But
It's
eventually,
wonderful.
doing a replay
Yeah.
on it
I've
can
never seen
be
a forest
quite
like
cool.
this.
Oh, it's just like the forest I was raised in. It's like I've gone back in time.
But I have to say, this isn't quite a forest. It's more of a ruined temple type setting.
Hey, these are the flowers you showed me. I've never met anyone like you, Mirania. I know you're a mercenary, but you look so natural in this forest. Like you're part of it.
Funny you should say that. I spent my entire childhood in a forest.
In a forest, really?
Yes. I don't actually know what my parents look like. I was raised by the guardian of the forest.
What's a guardian?
A beautiful living being of pure shimmering white, wiser than any human could hope to be. The guardian taught me everything I know about magic and medicinal herbs.
Wow, I see.
But as the forest began to wither away, the guardian became weaker and weaker. I did everything I could to try and stop it. But it wasn't enough. Just why is the land dying? I must know the answer, no matter what. I feel like that's my purpose in life. It's why I've been traveling to this very day.
Oh, it's never simple, is it? Now, what the game wants you to do is to pick them off one by one. I mean, they even tell you to pick them off one by one. However, it is easier said than done. Because, as you can see, I have just alerted all of them. And then, once you've alerted them, a powerful leader turns up. Which means that they're all got more power, which is really helpful. It's quite frustrating as well. I mean, a good tactic, if you do pull what I ended up doing, is to try and lure them in a little bit of a circle, let Yurick and Dagran deal with attacking them, or, you know, pull one of those. A gale always kind of helps with murdering things that are surrounding you. Now, hidden away throughout this particular room, I suppose you could say, are some treasure chests. Also, by checking the fountain, you get a blunt copper sword. You can do the same for the other fountain in the area, I believe. Well, like every fountain in the area, because I think there's a few. I'm probably going to be running around a bit like a Muppet now, trying to locate these hidden walls, because they're not the easiest things to spot. Because basically what you're generally looking for is something, a gap like that, and then in these little nooks and crannies there are multiple chests with 4 known coppers. That's wonderful. And yeah, all sorts. And also one of these fountains which give you items, which is I never knew about. I mean, I knew that the chests were there, because I remember when I first came to the area, when I first played the game, I always ended up kind of stumbling around, searching for things. It's generally how I do tend to play most games. I end up kind of just stumbling around, trying to find everything that I possibly can before moving on. which therefore makes me very frustrated when I end up getting thrown into stuff without realising that I'm not going to be able to go back. I think it's because I like to be efficient in my gaming, which is why kind of, much to what probably most people will, well, most people will probably think less of me, but frequently when I first play a game I try and find a guide and just kind of follow it. It's mainly for kind of getting through, getting all the collectibles. But I like efficiency in my game playing, so my failure of running about in this game sometimes feels a bit like a bit of a waste to me. My fault completely, but oh well. Also, wow, that is huge.
This footprint is huge.
That's a Guardian's footprint.
Wait. You're saying this island has a Guardian too?
It must do. Let's follow the footprints. The Guardian might know something about why the land is dying.
A door. Zael, check it out.
It's got ivy growing all over it.
What do you do when there's ivy?
Burn
it. It's always good thing to burn everything down.
Mirania!
Also, Mirania, don't run off.
Mirania so distracted by something.
Now, I believe we are going to get straight into a battle, pretty much, because Mirania has run off without
faster
us.
than she looks.
Now, there's a chest over here, and
Come on! Hey!
yeah,
Look at that! Think we can walk on them?
yes, definitely. We are walking on them now.
Whoa,
It's a bit late,
they're not
but
too stable.
also there looked like there was a massive gap there. Either way, we are immediately into a battle, and this is not a pleasant battle. Because you've got all these sorcerers everywhere, and these plants that will pick you up, and it's a pain. Basically, your best tactic is to utilize the bombs, but yeah, if you run into the evil plants, they will pick you up and smash you into the ground. It's painful, let's put it that way. Thankfully, you can also kind of attack the enemies utilizing the bombs, so you can do good with these things. It's a lot quicker than just relying on Yurick. I mean, you can obviously tell him to attack, but
Even the plants are attacking
yeah.
us. This forest is getting weird fast.
I've
We'd better
seen
hurry
weirder,
up or we'll
Dagran.
not catch Mirania in time.
Yeah, let's go!
Now, here's a little trick. If you see things like that in the distance, then basically, if you shoot an arrow at it, then you can pick it up. Don't know how that technically works, but it works somehow. Also, as you can probably tell, we are right near to the boss, because we have a summon circle. It's a simple summon circle, really. You basically just want to make sure that Yurick gets his attack off, and that they die quickly. Now, I think at this point, I can't quite remember what level I wanted to be. I think we might be just facing down another 3 batches. of these enemies. Now, one thing that I haven't managed to do at all in this game so far is perfect guard, or to be more precise, kind of magic blocking. Essentially, if you block a magic attack just as it hits you, you can reflect it back at the enemy. It's a very helpful tactic, but yeah, I fail at using it. Also, I don't quite know where this strong enemy is meant to be. I mean, I'm guessing it's because these are slightly higher level than your standard sorcerers, but either way. Now, pretty much at the minute, even though I think you can magic block, you can't counter attacks just yet, just by guarding at the right moment. Essentially, that's a skill that you will learn later on. Not kind of an issue, I suppose, but could be kind of helpful or fun to have it a bit earlier, so you develop the use of the skill over the course of the game rather than when they give it you. Okay, I think we're ready now. Everyone bar Yurick is at level 19, and we do have a fight just before we go into the boss, so I think we'll be okay. Now, right now I don't have a weapon that is good against spiders. There is such a weapon, and it is very useful. And I do mean that, because basically what it does is it ignores the front guard of spiders, and as you can probably guess, the boss is a massive spider, and it is slightly terrifying. Also, you can see what I mean by the Memento Dagger is amazing for Yurick. It really lowers his actual attack, but Yurick doesn't need actual attack power because you will never use him for that purpose. I mean, his AI doesn't allow for that in the slightest. He will literally just continue to attack. There is, I believe, only one point in the game where you will actually need him to physically attack anything. And even then, you are in no kind of position, well, no real position of danger. That's slightly annoying. Oh well. It's dead now, and yes, Mirania is in trouble, therefore we have to go and save her. Because what we're about to run into, I would not wish on anybody, basically. And I do mean that seriously, I would never wish this on anybody.
Zael! Mirania's in trouble!
I know.
I mean, just look at that thing.
Mirania, how many times have I told you not to act by yourself?
I'm very sorry. The thing...
Zael, use Gale to cut the silk. Its front is armored. Back the rear.
Help me!
Mirania!
So, yeah, we have to fight this massive spider and his baby minions, which is so frustrating. Your kind of main way of dealing damage to him is kind of just through running around beating him up as best you can. But every now and again he will do this to you. And basically when that happens you need to break out and cut the silk. Because basically otherwise you will be eaten up. Or whoever is getting dragged will be eaten by the spider. Which you don't want to happen, because that causes a lot of damage. I'm not a fan of this boss. I'm not a fan of any of the spider bosses in the game. It's just kind of... I'm not a fan of the spiders in this game, because they're just kind of tedious enemies to defeat. Especially this one, when he just kind of constantly uses that move. It's like, will you stop it? Bloody hell. I think we are about halfway through the fight now. Well, we are, because we've got it down to half health at this point, but yeah, I wish I'd done better at this fight, but I have never been good at the spiders. They just kind of I failed at attacking them correctly.
Help me!
Mirania!
Oh, for Pete's sake. Will you stop going for Mirania? It's like you've got some sort of Mirania fetish, Mr. Mystic Spider. It's not healthy, you know. Another good tactic is kind of for you to attack from the front and keep it busy whilst one of your partners attacks from the side. Because that way you get the chain, but you also keep it occupied so that actual damage can be done.
Mirania!
Seriously, Mr. Mystic Spider, you're going for Mirania again. Please get original, man. Seriously. It's like... really? Also, I don't quite know what you're attempting to do there. I don't think that's quite meant to be in your programming. Either way, let's just murder these things. So that, yeah, it does that.
Help me!
Mirania!
Seriously? What's annoying is that kind of she was a bit too far away for me to be able to get her the first time round. But oh my god, Spider! Will you stop going for Mirania? It's getting old now. I mean, thankfully it's literally so close to death, it's unreal. So, it shall be murdered. Essentially... now-ish, I think. Or not.
Mirania!
I thought I was so close to being done and then came blooming gone in the way. And it's done. Ugh. Hate that spider.
Hey, Mirania, don't go off on your own like that again.
Yes, I learnt my lesson. I'm really sorry for the mess that I caused.
It's okay. You were just so happy you couldn't help yourself, right?
Yes.
And so we've come to the end of the chapter. Let's just run on through and find out if this Guardian's still alive.
Oh, it looks...
Wait, it looks like a gap in the rocks. Zael, can you break it down?
I'm Zael, master of kicking bricks down. Of course I can get through. And, oh.
Isn't that...
So, this forest is dying too.
The forest's abundant life energy had been the guardian's source of life. The lives of both were shared, intertwined. And thus, as the forest's power waned, the guardian died.
It's really sad. But let's have a little chat with Mirania. Hope she's okay.
I hear we should be setting sail again soon.
That's right. We'll be leaving this island behind.
We were only here for a short time, but it certainly was rather eventful.
Yeah. We'll have plenty of stories to tell Syrenne and Lowell.
Indeed we will.
Oh, of course. I'd forgotten about those two completely.
Bloody hell, Mirania. It's cold. Cold as ice. Damn, girl. Anyway, those are our two choice chapters done. So it's time to move on to the next one. Basically, to be able to continue, we have to go into the door that was previously locked. But first I'm going to save up before we move on. And then we get a really awesome chapter. Oh yeah.